Hey guys, Jeff here from HigherTrustMarketing.com and InfoMarketerZone.com. Glad you could join us. Listen, have you guys started planning your goals for 2016 yet? I realize we're already in 2016, but there's a lot of people that haven't yet planned out, what they want to accomplish. First half of 2016, second half of 2016. What is it that you want to accomplish in your life, in your relationships, in your health, in your business, in your finances? Have you gotten these things sorted out in your mind yet? If you don't, now's the time. And I think we have a couple of things that we can do to help you guys. This has worked for us over the last couple of years in a really big way. It made a huge difference in my life. I learned this from a couple of multi-million dollar entrepreneurs online that I've had the great benefit of working with, and in fact, joined them sort of as part of a mastermind program in the beginning, and then now work with them and alongside them on their businesses. And I've learned a ton from these guys in how they sort of approach their goal setting and how they approach growing their business and growing their life. I want to discuss three topics with you today, and that is, keep these in mind and let it help you guide your planning in 2016. Number one, think bigger. Number two, plan bigger. And number three, act bigger. All right, so you need all three of those in place to be able to really blow up your 2016. If you guys are ready to blow it up, if you guys are ready to really turn 2016 into something special, this will work for you. So let's talk about each one of them just for a couple of minutes, and then I want you to go off and apply these to your own planning, to your own goal setting for 2016. Number one is think bigger, and what I mean by that is, if your objective in business, think about your objectives in your business. What is it? So many people, I'd say 75% of the people start a business just because they want to, just because they think that they need to start a business, or that they need another source of income, or they need to pay some extra bills, or they've been, their job is not going well, or they've been laid off from their job. And so their planning is not really around a big thinking type of objective. It's around a very sort of, I'll get started and see where things go, tentative set of principles. So what I mean by think big is not just thinking about, making your first sale, making your first product, getting your first website up, or even making your first $1,000 in a month, or even your first 100K, your first 5 or 6 figures in your business. What I'm talking about when I say think big is start getting out of the concept of you running the show by yourself, and thinking about your business as, in fact, just as a good example, this is the way I used to always think of my business. Is I used to think, oh, the greatest thing ever would be if I could just build, a 100 to 200K business that would pay the bills, and I wouldn't have to hire anyone, and I could work from home, and I could, make this money on my own. The challenge with that is, if you start to look at the people who are earning 100, 200, 500, $1 million in their own business, they're not thinking that way at all. They're thinking in terms of, man, I want to bust loose. I want to get to my first million so I can hire my first sort of 5 to 10 employees. And then I don't have to do all this crap, like, all the stuff that I don't want to do in my business, and I can focus on the stuff that I really do want to do. So if you really want to, be the strategic planner and be the one that maybe negotiates some deals, but you don't want to develop all the content, well, then you need to hire somebody to develop that content, and you can't do that unless you're blowing up your business. Do you understand me? So what you need to start thinking about is, what does my enterprise, not my business, what is my enterprise, what does my venture look like 12 months, 24 months, and maybe, 60 months out, 5 years out, right? Have a 1, 2, or a 1, 3, and a 5-year plan. And that should involve blowing your business up, getting your business. Now, you don't have to build a corporation. You don't have to be a big corporate. You don't have to be 40 or 80 or 100 people. But you should be thinking in terms of at least getting to your first 10 to 20 people that'll support your business and help you blow up, right? You want to get to the point where your business is scalable, where you've built a venture that can go out and produce millions of dollars in revenue. And let me tell you, folks, when you build a venture like that, you actually get to a point where, say, 3 to 5 years out, you can sell that business for, 3, 5, 7, even 10 times the earnings of that business. You can cash out, you can retire for the rest of your life, right? So you need to be planning bigger. You need to be planning as a business would plan. Treat your business as a true business. There's so many people that get into online business and they don't know the fundamentals of how to plan for a business. So we'll help you with that over at highertrustmarketing.com. This year, we're going to produce some content that'll help you plan your business like a business, so that you understand what's involved with a lot of these 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs and how they've grown their business. A lot of the early entrepreneurs that went on to get maybe a hit with their first product, when we talk to them now, their business is nothing like it was back then. And they've really grown up and seen the light of day. They've understood what it's like to build a venture and a true enterprise. And they'll never go back, because they've built a sustainable enterprise and venture that can survive even without them, where they've got key people around them that are experts in their field that help them with, whether it's getting traffic or advertising or content generation. How do you guys think they do this, right? You see some of these guys' sites, and they're constantly producing content, constantly placing ads and winning, which is not simple, right? Anybody who's tried it, and they're constantly just blowing up, and you see them everywhere. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because they've got at least 3 or 4 people, sometimes dozens of people behind them in their organization, and they're building a big venture. Okay, so plan bigger. This also goes for other areas of your life. If you're, stop planning to lose that 5 pounds or 10 pounds. Plan instead to have the body that you really want. Plan to have the lifestyle that you want, right, at the end of 2016. Plan to have the diet, to have the exercise regime, to have the sleeping habits, to have the commitment to a healthy lifestyle that you want. You have to start thinking bigger than just, going on a diet, bigger than just losing the first 5 pounds, bigger than just, eating better for a couple of months, bigger than just doing a certain exercise routine that, probably will only last a couple of weeks. Right? You have to start thinking bigger. Think bigger in terms of your relationship. How can I really make my relationships more meaningful? What can I do, as a constant learning or continual learning exercise? Where do I want my relationships to be at the end of the year of 2016? Okay, so once you think bigger, so thinking is always that first step, right? You have to think about it before you can make it a reality. But thinking is not enough, is it? Right? We can all have thoughts, dreams, wishes, but it's not enough. So what we have to do then is take it to the next step, which is planning bigger, right? So for each of those areas where you've thought big and you have those major goals, and those goals are big, they're 10x, they're 100x, what you maybe have planned in the past, or what you're even thinking right now before watching this video, you now want to start planning around achieving those goals, and plan big. And what I mean by that, the importance of planning, and let's actually delve into planning. By planning, it implies you have a certain amount of knowledge, right, and skill set. So that's the first step, is you got to go and skill up. You got to go out and plan and get knowledge in your areas of expertise. So if you want to grow a business that by the end of 2016 is approaching $1 million, and you have 5 or 6 employees, well, you're going to have some learning to do, aren't you? Right? You're going to have to go find out, first of all, how do I structure that business? And, how many products do I need to produce to be able to support that business? And how do I develop some products that I don't know how to develop today? Maybe you've got an ebook, but you're not going to make $1 million off an ebook. So you got to go learn how to do seminars. You have to learn how to do some public speaking, some consulting, some coaching programs. You have to go outside your comfort zone a little bit. But this is the fun part, is you're skilling up, you're learning. These are the most invaluable things you can do, right, to maximize your future. Once you learn something, you're not going to forget it. It's with you forever, and you're going to keep building knowledge like bricks in a wall or steps on a ladder until you get to the top, right? And then you're going to, no accident that the next step is act big. So we're going to take actions on each of those planned steps. But back to planning, the reason that it's so important that you skill up, knowledge up, and then plan big to correspond with those big thoughts that you have is that planning does a couple of things, and the knowledge and skill does a couple of things. First of all, it's going to allow you to sort of get there. You're going to understand the steps that are required. It's this analogy of you're standing at the bottom of the mountain, you look at the top of the mountain, and it seems too high. It seems insurmountable, but it's really not. If you start looking at, okay, today I'm going to make it up. I'm going to make it up the first 100 feet, and then tomorrow I'm going to make it up 100 more feet. Well, planning allows you to break your ultimate goal down into some really realizable goals, right? That you can do. So by the end of month 1, I'm going to launch a new product, my intro product. By month 2, I'm going to have a big traffic campaign going and start driving traffic and figure out this one, maybe Facebook ads, and start driving traffic that way. In month 3, I'm going to launch a second product, and it's going to be a back-end product. I'm going to funnel those leads through. So break it down into steps and understand your role in each of those steps, and the role when you have to hire contractors or employees as you go along, right? And set some milestones. Now, so it allows you to break those chunks down, right? The planning stage, but it also gives you the knowledge and the certainty, right, to be able to have the confidence that you're going to realize your goal, right? The old saying is, we're most afraid of what we don't know. So if we know something, and if we skill up on it and we understand it, it's much more certain, believable. So belief, certainty, focus, these are the key things we need to be able to really stick to plans and achieve things. If we don't have those, it doesn't get done, plain and simple. Right? And you can probably trace back every failed attempt at doing something in your life to one of those things. You either didn't believe it for you weren't certain enough about it, right? You didn't know enough about it, or you didn't have the confidence in yourself to be able to get there. And so and therefore the focus is lacking as well, right? So if you can skill up and you gain knowledge, you gain understanding, you gain belief, confidence, certainty, and suddenly, you're motivated and you believe truly that you can get there, and you wake up believing every day. So that's what planning does. Now, again, you can think big and you can plan big, but if you then don't put it into action, again, it goes nowhere. So acting big, right? Next step, final step. And, a lot of the seeds for the action we've already laid. By planning big, you're planning things that are exciting, that are, they're not average anymore. They're not they're not standard anymore. They're outside the status quo. They're exciting. And so you're going to be far more likely to act. By reinforcing that with a plan that is realizable and that is believable and is more certain, and you're more certain forever that you can achieve it, acting is going to become much, much easier. Action might have been the toughest part for you in the past, and it has been for me in the past as well. But when you seed the action with big plans and big exciting, plans, and you reinforce them with belief and certainty, and a plan that you set out and you know what you're going to do every single day, it becomes so much easier to take action. It becomes almost natural. And what you really want to do with action then is make sure that you're disciplined and focused for at least the first 30 to 60 days. If you can get yourself into a pattern for 30 to 60 days and take big action. And what I mean by big action is you're going to need to do a lot more than today you think you need to do. And a lot of what's holding you back is the lack of belief and lack of certainty. I think most of you listening to this probably recognize that you need to do more and that you're not acting enough, but that action is not coming out because either you don't believe that you have the right plan, or the plan goes off the rails. You have a plan for a week, but then you get into the next week and you don't have any plan anymore, and it's too easy to go do something else, right? So if you have this week by week, month by month plan, and by the way, inside infomarketerzone.com, that we have a 6-week program that helps you launch a product from A to Z. And the whole purpose of that program was to keep people on the straight and narrow, right from idea conception through operationalizing and creating their product and then launching the product and the marketing side that allowed them to take it right from start to finish instead of just getting you halfway there. Instead of just helping you get leads or traffic or helping you create a product, we help you through the entire process. Okay, so that's what acting bigger means. Link it to your planning and link it to your thoughts. And now go back and sort of work through your goals again this year on your business. And keep in mind, and not just your goals, but your goals in life as well, right? Your life goals and your business goals. And keep this process in mind. Okay. And let us know how it works for you. Head over to highertrustmarketing.com/blog. We're on Twitter at Higher Trust, and we're on Facebook. And you'll find us Facebook/Higher Trust as well. We want to network with you guys, but we're going to be helping you along the lines of achieving these big things as we move into 2016, along the lines of this plan. It's really not that complicated, but you do need to sit down and run through the exercise. And I guarantee you it will be exciting and something probably none of you have ever done before to this extent. And you'll be amazed at what it does to your energy, to your mind, and what you're able to achieve by the end of 2016. We're going to be here every step of the way. So we look forward to helping you guys along, and we'll be talking to you very soon on the podcast, blogs, and through these videos. All right. Have a great day. Get to your planning, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.